In 2021, Atlanta Braves starter Spencer Strider made his major league debut, and he quickly became one of the best starting pitchers in the game. Over 2022 and 2023, Strider led all major league starters in fielding independent pitching, was second in pitching WAR, 16th in ERA, and first in Ks per 9 by almost 2 full strikeouts. By 2024, Strider had emerged as a preseason favorite for the National League Cy Young Award. Clearly, when he required Tommy John surgery after just 2 starts, the Braves felt they'd suffered a very large loss to their rotation. Multiple guys, though, would go on to majorly pick up the slack in ways that were hard to see coming. Chris Sale would pitch just as good if not better than Strider ever had, and Reynaldo Lopez would replace him as the dominant righty in the Braves rotation. There was just one more thing that had to happen to make it look as if Spencer Strider was never even gone. Get another young right-hander named Spencer. 6 successful starts in High A and just 2 in Double A were enough for the Braves to call up their number 3 prospect Spencer Schwellenbach in late May to supplement their rotation. Spencer 2.0 had just 24 minor league starts under his belt and was only a relief pitcher during his final year at the University of Nebraska. That was also his first college year in which he actually appeared on the mound. Spencer spent his first 2 seasons in college as a shortstop before transitioning to a two-way role in his junior year, where on the mound he became a late-inning high-leverage reliever. While he put up a formidable OPS of 828 over his 3 seasons at shortstop, his 2 earned runs given up over 31.2 innings pitched made it clear that if Schwellenbach was going to have a professional career, it was going to be as a pitcher. Given his extreme inexperience as a pro starter or just as a high-level pitcher in general, it's no surprise that the very beginning of Schwellenbach's career in the majors wasn't outstanding. Through his first 6 starts with Atlanta, his ERA was 5.68 and the Braves were just 1-5 in his games. Schwellenbach, however, was able to strike out just over 1 batter per inning and kept a manageable walk rate, so there were encouraging signs, and those encouraging signs became encouraging results when against the Phillies, Schwellenbach threw 6 innings of 1-run ball. It was from that point forward that his deep pitch arsenal and his command started to click. In his next start, he held a scary Padres lineup to just 1 run and 3 hits over 7 innings, and then struck out a career-high 8 against St. Louis, walking none but giving up 3 homers. Still though, the stuff was working in a way it hadn't been working before, and that showed in his next start, which was at Citi Field, where Schwellenbach tallied 11 Ks, walking none and giving up just 2 hits in 7 frames. Spencer 2.0 was able to carry this momentum through the rest of the season, finishing with 21 starts, his career high, as well as 123.2 innings, which wasn't just a career high, but also nearly double the highest amount of innings he'd ever previously pitched. In my opinion though, even more impressive than the workload Schwellenbach managed was just how well he pitched through the middle and back end of his season. It was just June 24 when he exceeded his previous career high for innings pitched of 65, and in his 17 remaining starts, which were all uncharted territory for him in terms of season workload, he managed a 3 flat ERA, looking a lot like the Spencer he was helping replace. Here were Schwellenbach's numbers over the course of his entire rookie season, including his rough start during late May and June. Among every starting pitcher with at least 100 innings pitched last year, Schwellenbach's ERA ranked him 31st. More impressively though, his 3.29 fielding independent pitching ranked him 21st, just above Max Fried and Michael King. He also had the 31st highest Ks per 9 and the 10th lowest walks per 9. There's no doubt Schwellenbach had himself a fantastic rookie season, but he didn't get enough credit for it just because of how good the class was around him. It's not every year 2 rookie starters in the same league both finished top 5 in Cy Young voting. Shota Imanaga emerged as the ace of one of MLB's biggest market teams and was electric throughout the season, while Paul Skeens launched himself straight into best pitcher in baseball discussions and is rightfully being treated as one of the new faces of the league. Then there's Jackson Merrill, who won a Silver Slugger and finished 9th in MVP voting on one of baseball's most exciting teams. Schwellenbach naturally didn't get the attention those guys did, but he was still among the best rookie pitchers. Among all rookies with at least 100 innings, he ranked 4th in ERA behind Skeens, Tobias Myers, and Imanaga, and 2nd in fielding independent pitching behind only Skeens. In any normal year, he'd be number 1 and a strong contender for Rookie of the Year, but with this class of pitchers, there was always someone who was better at something that Schwellenbach did, even the things he excelled at. Schwellenbach's walk rate of 4.6% ranked in the 96th percentile in MLB, but was beaten out by Shota Imanaga, who walked just 4% of the batters he faced. I want to keep looking at Shota here because the comparisons to Schwellenbach don't stop at the minuscule walk rate. Along with limiting the free pass, Shota found success by getting hitters to fish outside the strike zone with elite frequency. His 34.8% chase rate ranked among the top 3% in baseball, and Schwellenbach came only just short of that with a still outstanding 34.2% chase rate. Of course, Shota had 8 pro seasons to hone his skills preceding his terrific debut in America, while Schwellenbach had just 24 minor league starts under his belt and just over 30 innings of relief in college. For Shota, luck was also a factor. He hit his spots perfectly most of the time, but when his pitches leaked down the middle, he did get hit fairly hard. An 8.6% barrel rate for Shota meant 8.6% of the batted balls against him left the bat at very high exit velocities with launch angles optimal for doing damage. If 8.6% seems low, it's actually not. It was among the 30% highest barrel rates in MLB last year and is a result of Shota's very low ground ball rate and middling average exit velocities. The fact that he still achieved resounding success in 2024 is a huge testament to his skills in limiting walks and getting hitters to chase, and those were two areas where Schwellenbach basically matched him. When comparing what Shota didn't do well to how Schwellenbach did in those same areas, we'll begin to see a major difference. Spencer 2.0 drew 6% more ground balls than Shota, putting him in the top 46% of the league. He got weaker contact on average by a full mile per hour, putting him in the top 21% of average exit velocity, and in terms of barrels, while Schwellenbach's rate was only a bit lower than Shota's, it was enough to put him in the top 10% league-wide. Here's what we get when we look at all of the metrics we have just used to compare the rookie seasons of Imanaga and Spencer Schwellenbach. None of this is to knock Shota, it's simply to show just how good the massively inexperienced Braves rookie was, and also to kind of use Imanaga's results as a framework for what Schwellenbach can do going forward. It's also fun and worth noting that each of these guys used as many as 6 pitches, or at least 6 pitches with different classifications on StatCast. While for Shota, the 4-seamer, splitter, and sweeper took center stage with curveballs, changeups, and sinkers being mixed in occasionally, Schwellenbach used all of his 4-seamer, slider, cutter, curveball, splitter, and sinker at least 7% of the time. His fastball averaged just a tick under 96, while his curveball garnered a 40.9% whiff rate, and his splitter got whiffs 46.3% of the time, an elite mark and one that helped him limit hitters to just a 147 average against the pitch. Getting so many whiffs on these two breaking balls is telling of how Schwellenbach was able to avoid the barrel of the bat while also coming into the zone often enough to limit walks up there with the best of them. Also quite telling in my opinion are the heat maps for each of Schwellenbach's pitches. He pounded the zone with his fastball and also pounded the zone with his curveball, though it trended low as you'd expect, and then almost perfectly dotted the edges of the zone with his splitter, sinker, and cutter. The slider is what remains, and it sat near the bottom of the strike zone, picking up an average exit velocity of just 86.8 miles per hour when put in play in an average launch angle of 3 degrees, which might look something like this, and that's a nice play there by Orlando Arcia. So now I think we have a pretty full picture of how Atlanta's second Spencer achieved his success in 2024, but it's not 2024 anymore, and we now have a couple 2025 outings to look at as well. In his season debut against San Diego, he shut out their full-strength lineup over 6 innings, holding them to just 2 base runners from 1 hit and 1 walk. In his second game out, this one at home, he struck out 10 Marlins over 8 innings pitched, giving up just 2 base runners again, those being from just a couple of singles. It's safe to say that he has picked up right where he left off. In a minuscule sample size, Schwellenbach looks absolutely ace-like, and I don't think it's unrealistic to see Spencer really rise to an ace level, though ace is subjective in the 2025 season. And Schwellenbach, perhaps quietly starting to become one of the game's best starters, is not the only exciting Atlanta Braves Spencer development going on right now. Spencer Strider has already made 2 rehab starts, throwing a combined 8.1 innings with 14 strikeouts and 1 earned run in AAA Gwinnett. Very soon, we are going to see a Braves rotation featuring both Strider and Schwellenbach for the first time. I guess then we'll be able to see who the true ace of this Braves rotation is. I know my bet is on Spencer. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more. See you in the next one. Have a good one.